Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of prOxiteam's Game of the Week. We're going to be examining the importance of having a plan and of not trying to win too early. Now this is a little bit older of a game. This is actually me against prOxi.FighT from the Tomorrow We Dine in Hell tournament from earlier this month. And me bemoaning my workers. It's true though, at both games, anytime I split, one guy's always got to go behind. If you guys remember Bladestorm in the original in Brood War, every time I got the top position, one of the workers always went to the back mineral patch, and it made me so mad. I don't know why. Anyway, this was game 3 of the tournament. We were tied 1-1 at this point. FighT chose Lost Temple. And I got Zerg. I had gotten Protoss both of the first 2 games. I'm like, alright, I get Zerg. I feel pretty good Zerg against Terran. I mean, not great, but pretty good. Going for a gas first build. Back when Reapers were not nerfed, like in this game, I really liked gas first just because it dealt with that so easily. Since the Terran nerfs that came with 1.1, I actually like to do pool hatch gas, but still standard build here. FighT scouting me, he's getting up, walling off, normal stuff. Now, the plan here is to get Zergling speed quickly, get up an expansion, and proceed from there into Mutalisks, especially with, these starting positions, 9 versus 6. I can harass very easily, bouncing from my main to his main, but I've still got plenty of time, even if I'm over here harassing, to get back to my natural, to defend with the mobility of Mutalisks. And obviously going Mutalisks prevents, or at least should prevent, me from having to worry too much about drops. Little lag there. Pulled guys out of gas, getting up the queen. The hatchery will be going down whenever I get enough money. And we see the factory going up. Now, there is the hatchery going down, and I'll be throwing guys back in gas here shortly. Well, I got one in there anyway. It's not absolutely necessary to get the lair super duper quickly. You're going to need minerals early on anyway. Tech lab coming for FighT, and a second barracks. Now if we go to my camera, I've seen the barracks, but that's about it. This Overlord has been run off by Marines, so I'm not really too sure what he's doing, but with the wall off, not too worried. I see a tech lab. Okay, fine. If he is doing an early rush, or if he is doing a push early on, it's not going to be Marine only. There's going to be some Marauders, which means it's going to be a touch slower. Or he's going Reapers. If he's going Reapers this late, I'm fine, because I can pump out a whole buttload of Zerglings with speed. So I'm starting the lair. I'm getting the second gas.
Under attack.
I poked back up here just to see what's going on. I saw one Marine. Hey. Now, you need to get this mining. When you're going Mutalisks, of course, you do need to get these other geysers up fairly quickly. Not sure if I actually do. And this is a little bit of a dance here with my Zergling and his SCV. I kind of don't want it to get out, but at the same time, I don't want to lose this Zergling. It's way, way, way too important to have this information. And when I run up here, I see a reactor. Hellions are coming. Maybe Marauder Hellion, but Hellions nonetheless. So hey, alright, fine. I can make some drones, and I've already got out all of these Zerglings because I wasn't sure what was coming. I'm fine. I'm fine. and I'm making a few more Zerglings, but mostly drones. As I should be, getting up these 2 geysers. I've got my 2nd queen. My spire is starting. And I've got very good intelligence on what he's doing. I haven't got in his base, but because of the placement of this reactor, I was able to know exactly what he's doing. Okay, he's moving out. This is a little bit of a mistake by Fight, letting his Hellions get this far ahead. But with Hellions and Zerglings, what you want to do is you want to engage in a way that gives you ample room to surround it. You don't want to attack the choke or anything. I might have been a touch aggressive there, but still, going back to the everyone can. Still, you want to be aggressive against Hellions and attacking good locations. Now, yeah, he's still got Marauders. I don't have a huge force of Zerglings, but still, the main threat here is gone. Now I'm back to making almost solely Zerglings, but I've got several miners. I mean, I'm still ahead in miner count by a small amount, but still, Fight doing what he can here, doing what damage he can, but really he'd be better off targeting these gas workers. I don't. Microing that, not the most important thing. He doesn't have the ability. Getting up his command center, always intelligent, and throwing down missile turrets. Now, I should point out, okay, he did scan. I thought he hadn't, but he had. Okay. Even if he hadn't, though, the fact that I had no spine crawlers and a fairly low amount of drones should have told him that it was going to be lists anyway. Now, here's the part where you really have to understand what it is you're doing. I have just stopped his attack. I have killed his entire army. Now, yeah, I don't have a big army myself. You know, a couple of Zerglings, 2 Mutalisks, but I've got 4 more Mutalisks popping out. And I see down here that he is taking an expansion. He did that attack to set up an expansion. I am fine. There's nothing he can do that can kill me right now. So, what I need to do is, instead of trying to come down here and be all cutesy and harassy, which is what I'm going to try to do. I mean, you can poke in here, and then you need to retreat, kind of like I did here. And now you need to say, let's kill these rocks off, let's expand here, or even expand here, and get my economy going. And you'll notice that I'm making drones because I recognize I am in no danger. He has to make this bunker because I'm the one that came out of that fight with a standing army. Now, you see a little bit of indecision here from me. I started to head for these rocks. That was the right decision. I need to kill these rocks. But got this overlord here, and he goes, hey, there's one bunker. I just killed his army. Maybe I can go shut down his expansion. Maybe I can stop his mining. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if I go in here and I shut down all of his mining and I kill this bunker, I force this to lift, fly back into his main, I have not really accomplished much of anything, because I would have been more ahead if I had pulled back and killed these rocks off. Now, also back at my base, I'm making a bit of a mistake, I believe. I don't need to throw... Well, let me rephrase that. I probably should throw down the Roach Warren or Baneling Nest right now, but I don't need to stop production on Mutalisks, because Mutalisks, as I said at the beginning, are the important unit here. They give me all kind of versatility to harass back here, to shut down drops along this lane, to defend here and here and here while still putting pressure on his base. So, yeah, throwing down the Roach Warren is fine in case I need him later, in case he switches to a mech army or a Thor heavy army, but it's really a bad idea to start going this heavy roach at this point. You see my money starting to climb. It's because I didn't get that expansion out on time. He's starting to move out. oh crap, I didn't get that expansion out on time, I'm low on larva, I've been spending my larva on roaches. You need a lot of roaches to make them effective. If I had spent those on Mutalisks, I would have a large Mutalisk army. Just take a look at how many roaches I have. I have 6 roaches and 5 more making. If that was even based on this, I could have afforded 11 more Mutalisks. 17 Mutalisks are insane. There's nothing he could do that could harm me if I had spent that money. If I had spent that larva, on Mutalisk, I'd still have more than 50 drones. I could be expanding here still, but I would have almost 20 Mutalisks that would easily shut this down. Easily. Very, very important that you notice what your plan is at the beginning and you don't in the middle go, oh, well, I guess maybe I might need to do this little cutesy different. No. Recognize what your plan is and freaking do it. So here is pushing in. And I know I have to have more roaches than what I've got if I'm going to stop this, but I also know I can't just let him set up. So I'm running in here and try to kill off these things, and I do. But you have to get the Mutalisks back there. That was a bit of a miss micro for me, but really at this point, I've already lost the game. Now, part of the reason is I haven't been using my queens as good as I should and getting all the larvae I need to, but those two decision-making errors, not killing these rocks off when I could, going ahead and expanding there, and the getting of all these roaches, and also to some degree, well, to a large degree, to make it 3, the attack down here, which ties into not killing off these rocks, make no sense. So really, when you're wondering about your games, that's the first thing, is to look at the beginning of the game and go, this was my plan, and make sure everything makes logical sense from there. Whether it's good or not, at least make it make sense so you can go back and say, this is what I need to change. So from this game, I can say, all right, this is fine. I just need to make Mutalisks in the mid-game and not try to kill him when I'm ahead. I need to assure the kill, not take a risky situation when I'm already well ahead. And here's the GG and me leaving. Now, from FighT's standpoint, his early attack is fine, but it really, let me see how far back here I need to go. It really needed to be microed a bit better. Not to say anything bad about FighT, but all right, it's going to have to go farther than that. You see this force, and he's going to be moving out with it here shortly. The Marauders, this is a very good early push. The Marauders can slow down. He's got concussive shields. Can slow down any targets, and the Hellions can kill any light armor, such as Zerglings or even Banelings. And the Marauders are there to soak up damage. But you can't let your Hellions run out in the middle of the map like this. Now, he loses 3 Hellions, and yeah, he got some Zerglings, but not enough to justify the cost of 3 Hellions. So, from this point, FighT's in a really, really bad situation. If he had microed this better, he could have done more damage here, and in the mid-game, I would have been in a worse situation than I was. We would have been a little more even, and we would have entered the mid-game in that more even state, and he would have been able to apply more pressure, even if I had played correctly. So, really, FighT. Macro-wise, executed his build quite well. It was just a little lacking in that micro, which set him up poorly for the rest of the game. He did win, but it was because of my mistakes that he ended up winning this game. But if he had done just that one small thing better, it would have been an even game in the mid-game, even if I had done that correctly, and we would have seen where things had gone from there. And And yes, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next time on prOxiteam's Game of the Week. And cheers.